Hello and welcome to the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted. This is basically the gaming show where all the traders ended up who didn't get a slot in the Jeff Keighley show, which is next week. No, I'm just joking. Lots of indie games, probably smaller games, and who doesn't want to pay millions of dollars to Jeff Keighley, and I can totally understand that. So, and they also have some interviews, and apparently PC Gamers telling us, like, all the games they're looking forward to. We will see. I'm curious. Hey, I always love me some trailers, new games, early access, indie, and sometimes you have something good. And we will see what it is. So, thank you very much for joining us. Hi! How are you doing, Frankie?
I'm your host, Frankie Ward, streaming to you from the Churchill War Rooms, London's underground government command bunker built back in World War II. But why the fortified...
They say the ghost of Churchill is still walking around those halls.
Putting numbers on video games. Maybe you've noticed
numbers?
A lot of video games lately. That's why over the next hour and a half of previews and exclusive reveals, we'll be counting down the...
Oh, it's only 1.5 hours instead of 2 hours? Okay, good.
Selected by the Council, PC Gamer's own hand-picked panel of more than 70 industry experts.
I'm one of them.
Legendary game developers, accessibility experts, game critics, and content creators were choosing which games of tomorrow deserve your attention today. We tallied up those votes to build the most...
I'm one of them.
The top 25.
I mean, if those people can claim to know anything about gaming,
stop there. We traveled around the world
I can claim the same thing, right?
Gathering first-hand info from the minds behind the games we want.
No, they're Niners in
those
this.
Interviews throughout the show. And that's not all. This entire show is a showcase of games we think you'll be talking about in the near future. We'll also
By the way, Frankie is amazing. I love her streams. I'm watching her streams quite often. When she finds time to stream.
Off with the number 25 game on the most wanted list. Still Wakes the Deep. I mean, what better setting for our first game than a collapsing oil rig off the Scottish coast haunted by an otherworldly monster? This psychological horror game features 0 weapons, but I'm sure the protagonist will be totally fine. From the Chinese Room, the studio behind Dear Esther and Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, this is...
And also working on the new Vampire the Masquerade, which is here on the show, we know that. I don't... Like, the trailers we have seen so far...
Still wakes the deep.
It hasn't really flashed me yet.
Hey there, PC Gaming Show. My name's Jason Graves, and I'm super excited.
Then again, I'm also not somebody for psychological horror.
Music composer for Chinese Rooms Still Wakes the Deep. The Chinese
Room
has a history of incredible music in their games.
Doesn't do anything to me, really.
I'm really excited to be a part of it.
We knew very quickly that we wanted to work with Jason because we're not only doing scary music.
He had the cheapest rate. That's why we decided to go with him.
So we needed someone who could walk that very fine line that we're trying to achieve. Yeah.
I can be scary all day, and that's fun. But what really makes it fun, I think, is that combination of emotional and scary, because one sort of feeds the other.
I mean, the music is great.
Of the rig in the middle of the ocean felt like the score needed to be sort of smaller.
I think that would definitely be a nightmare for me when something shitty is happening on an oil rig and you are in the middle of the ocean and you know that nobody's coming. Yeah.
You can't replace live players. These players are fantastic, and it's about the emotion and the
that's
humanity.
creepy.
The
that's
other
creepy.
Half of the score is a synthesizer and an actual sound sculpture that was built specifically for the score. I've got a friend who literally is a metal artist, and he ended up creating a sculpture which he affectionately named The Rig. Every surface of it can be tapped, bowed, scraped, or rubbed, and it makes all these different sounds. And
okay, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. I give it that. That's pretty cool. I love... This is completely unnecessary. But on a cool way. Like, I love that.
different families of instruments.
And this game, I think, is going to be another fantastic entry in the Chinese Room catalog.
Okay.
Our list of most wanted games on PC was voted for by a hand-picked panel of more than 70 industry experts we inducted into a not-so-secret society called the Council.
Yeah, that was... I'm one of them,
It is
as I said.
Miss Mika, the Bane of Millennia. I am a member of the Council.
My name is Marina Hallikainen. I'm from Colossal Order.
My name is Chris Barassa. I'm the creative director at Red Hook Studios.
She had time for this?
In addition to being a little sunburnt, I'm a member of the council.
I voted strongly for Tiny Blade.
She had time for this?
Hey, I'm
With
Jessica Klein
City
from
Skylines?
Interactive, and I'm one of the voters who helped select the games in the PC gaming show Most Wanted.
Hello, my name is Esfand, and I'm a member of the council.
And who is on this mysterious council?
Hey, he's still alive!
Anyone. Even Sid Meier.
I got an Illuminati-style cloak to prove it.
I think this is the first time I see Sid Meier's in Flash in decades. Oh yeah, we saw this before. Yeah.
Capacity for movement, for empowering us to move in ways that are graceful or athletic or physically.
I think we will hear Amelia's voice
Magical, otherworldly terrain. And if anyone can turn gliding
more
into
often now,
sword
which I'm okay with.
into meditative wonder, it's the visual and musical artists behind Abzu and Journey.
Like, don't get me wrong, this is not me complaining about Amelia hearing her more of her voice. I'm on board of that, I'm just stating the obvious.
In 2006, Dwarf Fortress finally migrated to Steam 1 year ago. Soon,
I still haven't played it.
Sandbox simulation is
I want the
expanding
multiplayer of that.
with a revival of its celebrated roguelike game mode. Fresh from the mountain homes, here's an exclusive first.
Is there a multiplayer mod for it?
Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode.
Is there?
Hi,
No, right?
This is Tarn and Zach, the creators of Dwarf Fortress. Here we're in this cool fortress with the dwarf Vukar working on an artifact, and he's made Kasha Zunal a gold ring for his family.
The
But now
story
I'm going to retire this fort because I want to hold this ring in my own hand.
behind this is so
I can make a character in adventure mode,
amazing.
anyone I want, even a whole party.
That's
Let's
cool.
Take this one.
Like, basically, they made Dwarf Fortress for years, but his brother
To an old fortress to steal our ring.
had to pay its medical bills, and they got really bad,
Sneaking down into the darkness.
right? Because
And there's the workshop. Let's grab the
whatever, got really bad, and
huge map to explore.
that's why they basically brought this to Steam, and asked money for it, and they got millionaires. They became millionaires overnight
In the second quarter of
because they sold millions of copies.
Next up in our countdown, we've got another
I'm
great
like-
looking independent game. Set in an
Yeah,
eerie
please.
Polish town in the 1990s, Holston blends throwback pixel art, modern dynamic lighting, and mixed camera perspectives that caught the eye of our judges.
Oh, what is this? What?
Number
Oh.
23.
Holston.
Holston.
I have not heard of this.
Tomuś, kochaneczku, pomóż kobiecie w potrzebie. Uważaj tam na siebie.
Well, that's some... What? What's going on here?
Stamtąd, jeśli wciąż niczego nie znalazłeś.
Also, that music.
O mój Boże, światła nie działają. I co mam zamiar z tym zrobić? Masz jakiś pomysł?
I'm just waiting for the Doom guy to come out.
Na terenie należy zachować zasady bezpieczeństwa i higieny pracy.
Ooh, that must hurt. Oh god, please don't be copyrighted music. Yeah, this is kind of like top down, but then also third person. Like, they're doing some crazy shit here. Oh, there's a demo. Well, that's certainly interesting. I'm unfortunately a little bit booked in the next few days, so... But we might find some time for this. This is great. This, like especially the change from, like, top-down to this. Pretty great. Pixar, the game? Dodo? Why is there a dodo? Child edition? I love it! Oh my god, am I right? I don't know what this is, but I wondered. I mean, they had something for kids, right? Arc, Pixel, something. This was great. Wait, is this a new game by who made what's her name? The Spirit Girl thingy? No, it's not. I take that back. Kenya. Yeah. Okay, game doesn't look as great as in-game or as trailer. But it looks great. What is this? Under a Rock. Game Forge.
A world that evolution forgot in Under a Rock, launching in early access next summer. Up next, the clock ticks towards the dark hour once again. February brings a long overdue reimagining for the game that found the magic mix.
Free-to-play publisher from Germany who loves to bring games over to the West which are very questionable at best when it comes to monetization.
Number 22, Persona 3 Reload.
Ready? Okay. It still looks interesting, but be careful. Game Forge unfortunately has a history. Ooh.
モーストウォンテッドゲームズに本作を選んでいただき誠にありがとうございます。皆さんの大きな期待を感じられてとても嬉しいとともに、
I've never played Persona 3.
応えられるようにしなければと開発一同身が引き締まる思いです。
And I hear it's the best Persona.
ターニングポイントとなったペルソナ3から17年。今の P スタジオの手で装いを新たに生まれ変わったペルソナ3リロード。本作の登場キャラクターの一人。But
it's another 100-hour games, and I have some reservations for 100-hour games for streaming.
So, I decided to call this meeting to introduce him to the rest of the squad.
I'll try not to get in anyone's way.
Swallow will air this winter as a TV special.
Huh? Wow! A spin-off with Swallow as the main character! I gotta make sure I record that! Yeah! I watch it every week without fail. But this TV special is big news. Swallow doesn't usually make much of an impression, but there's a theory that he's actually stronger than Hawk.
What? Swallow is stronger than Hawk? What?
I chose a long weapon so I could match the reach of an adult. Oh, I hit my shin again.
I'm already sold on the music though. Did you say chance or cheats? By the way, Sons of the Forest is coming out in February. So that's neat. Sons of the Forest, yeah. Yeah.
これまでにペルソナ3をプレイしたことのある方にも初めてプレイする方にも自信を持ってより鮮明に描かれる感動をお届けいたします。ペルソナ3リロードは2024年2月2日に発売予定です。皆様に楽しんでいただけるようチーム一同頑張っていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。ありがとうございました。
Oh. What? Okay, I'm here for it. Oh, you have to build while the train is slowly moving, but also like gathering resources. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. Oh, boo. That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, the train is moving the whole time. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know there's a first one, by the way. But man,
into early access in 2024.
We
continue our march through the most wanted with a game that's a truly handcrafted work of art. A stop-motion story of friendship on an alien seabed, featuring a lovingly sculpted ensemble of stranded weirdos. Let's take a look.
My chat?
Number 21, Harold Halibut.
Hi. More than 10 years ago, we started building tiny sets and puppets to make our game Harold Halibut.
Oh shit, I remember this.
The wait is almost over. Enjoy our new trailer.
Learning about people is a kind of adventure. A way of exploring lots of little worlds that
Damn.
exist within even if one of those little worlds looks barren and uninhabitable from the outside.
The question is always,
when you make contact
again, this is amazing.
Plenty of life and laughter there.
This is absolutely amazing. I will not speak ill about it. But it's also like,
too bad you can't tell me.
Do you need this? Could you not just have done this with graphics?
To the cave? Yes. To investigate the
Right.
of the particles.
Humans are so unpredictable and complicated. There is almost nothing to understand.
Please witness the future of Fedora.
I thought you said it wasn't a vote. It's not. I just happen to agree with them. Is that Dr. Computer? You may commence Stage D as discussed.
Oh my, Stage D.
Something is afoot. Too many things that.
This looks amazing.
It all seems a bit fishy to me.
Yeah. Cool.
By the way, he's saying he's a human.
Oh, it's out now? Wait, Shadow Drop?
Sands of Aura is a great entry in the blossoming ARPG
Wait.
genre, and you can play it today on Steam.
Oh, this is out now. This is out now. Sorry. That was confusing as hell.
But we have also experienced beauty. Kindness, union, and ingenuity. There's much left.
Something doesn't click with me. The music is cool.
Maybe
Looks
together
interesting, but
we'll
something.
find something here worth saving.
Yeah.
Now let's see some more titles from Freedom Games.
Huh. It's advertisement time. G.I. Joe, Wrath of Cobra. I have never watched a single episode of G.I. Joe. Which makes sense. As far as I'm aware, that show never came over here in my country, so duh. Right. I think. I'm not sure. Look, I watched TV quite a bit back as a kid. I watched like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all that. Like all the old 80s, 90s cartoons. But I'm pretty sure G.I. Joe didn't exist here. What the heck?
Find out more about G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra, Echoes of the Plum Grove, and Lost Isle on the PC Gaming Show Steam page. Back to you, Frankie.
2023 has been one of the best years on record for RPGs. With Baldur's Gate 3 ushering in a renaissance for classic role-playing, could there be a better time for a
So far the show is good, by the way.
universe from Ed Greenwood, creator of the Forgotten Realms?
Oh.
For a closer look at the upcoming RPG sandbox, we traveled to Montreal, Canada to speak with the developers of Unforetold Witchstone.
Oh yeah, definitely have heard of G.I. Joe and Cobra and all that.
Empires,
yeah.
gods, they rise and they fall. The actions of individuals set the course of history, and you are one of them.
Who is this voice actor? I definitely know his voice. What the? Oh. Oh boy. That looks like a lot of reading. No, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with reading. It's just for streaming that's always like, oof, strains.
How will you shape fate?
That's pretty close to Enshrouded. Oh boy. Hey, look, it's City Skylines when it's not completely broken. Oh no, it's Montreal.
I'm Malik Bukira. I'm a co-founder of Spearhead Games, and on the games I do creative direction and design.
Speaking of reading, I'm reading The Dark Imperium right now. I started like 4 days ago.
Freedom, the sense of agency with that world. Freedom alone is cool, you can do different things, but you want that world to respond. And on tabletop, you have a game master, you have other players, there's always a response to the things.
Pretty good so far.
Freedom is also about creativity, feeling clever, feeling like you did things your way.
Like a tabletop RPG, players are more free to do stuff that they want to do, right? Usually in CRPGs, you'll see player being locked into certain dialogue options. We decided that no, we want a way sort of philosophically the player can construct their own sentences.
Interesting. That's really hard to do though. Like, this opens up a lot of issues.
And it unlocks interacting with characters, talking to them at a really cool level. So you start by determining something you want from that character, whether it's just following you around, meet you somewhere, attack someone, give you something they have in their inventory, or join you as a companion even if you want. And then you pick an approach. How do you go about that? You
Has a
can
multiplayer?
go, sweet talk them, be charming about it. You can threaten them. Can blackmail them, you can
so he definitely has experience. I wonder how many, like, I saw a discussion of that a few days ago, like, how many Baldur's Gate 3s we would get
decided on turn-based combat because
in the future.
Is truer to the tabletop experience, but also like our dialogue and a lot
Which
of the
I don't mind.
that you make in the game, we really want players
Just make it
to
good.
have the time to reflect and sort of make the best tactical decisions even in combat.
And he used the black hole and evaporated the world. Wop wop wop.
You can find Unforetold Wishstone on Steam. It's still in development, but you can wishlist it already and join the conversation about the game.
By the way, beginner tip, always put a bag of holding inside a bag of holding. You will create massive amount of space through that. So, if you get 2 bag of holdings, make sure you put them together.
A world's worth of stories is ours to tell in Unforetold Witchstone, launching in early access on Steam on January 25th, 2024.
Lots of empty space. Oh yeah. Lots of it.
And every game on our wishlist to your Steam wishlist by visiting the PC Gaming Show.
Especially in your surrounding areas.
PCGamer.com/wishlist for a full list
Former
of every game
surrounding areas.
Up next on our most wanted list, you'll want to keep your blaster hand ready. In a galaxy of scoundrels, sometimes it pays to shoot first.
Number 20. Star Wars.
I'm still not sold on this game. Like the first trailer was like, yeah, alright.
Hey there, I'm Ammunition. I'm a content creator, but if you couldn't tell, I'm also a huge Star Wars nerd. I'm really excited about Star Wars Outlaws.
Hi, Anne.
I have very high hopes for it because the Star Wars universe, obviously,
Because Ubisoft paid me to say this.
kind of more of the original trilogy era, which is very cool. But I'm also happy that they are not doing a Jedi or Force-sensitive thing. At least that's what it appears from the trailer, but rather just like a heist video game, which should be really cool. And I love seeing developers lean into single-player games because not everything needs to be multiplayer, not everything needs to be online.
Ooh, shots fired at Ubisoft.
Crafted to be just a really good
But single-player games can still be live service games
is a 10 out of 10.
with an item shop. I guess. What?
My turn.
Oh. Not what I expected. So it's a roguelike?
I ain't digging no holes. My turn. What do you mean? Don't test me.
Hey, man!
Boosters
Yeah.
engaged.
Finally, a challenge.
Huh. That looks interesting enough.
Locked and loaded.
Oh, maybe the sequel to Void Bastards? Maybe.
Ready for what's about to happen?
I don't... Who made...
Lighten the fuse.
Yeah, maybe.
This space western roguelike.
Oh, the same creator? Wow, I missed that. Wow. This is what happens when you look over to chat for a second. Sorry, chat, I have to ignore you from now on. I have to focus.
And Homeworld 3. Plus, we're giving away a custom-built Intel PC. You like computers, don't you? Stay tuned.
Actually, I just need a new CPU. Everything else is pretty much tip-top, so...
Devils may cry. But do they kickflip? From Devolver Digital, a dreamlike game of diabolical skating.
Oh no. Oh no.
Number 19.
Story. I don't know.
We got our first glimpse of Skate Story way back in 2020, leaving us with fevered visions of a demon with glass skin, a skateboard, and a quest to swallow the moon. Pairing a vivid afterlife realm with the acrobatic and dangerous play of skateboarding.
I mean, I'm not a fan of skateboarding.
Our most wanted experts,
which is kind of funny because
in the underworld.
I know how to snowboard, and I have a snowboard. And yes, I have been using it. I know how to use it.
And poor infrastructure. But in this up-and-coming city builder, the true pirate utopia is yours to build.
Oh?
Ensuring the golden age of piracy lives on. Coming in
Go on.
Here's the world premiere, Republic of Pirates, Ireland.
Well, that's something for the mole under management. Very anno. Oh yeah, there's the marketplace, there are the houses. Wow. Oh, somebody looked at anno and was like, yo. Yo. Oops, that's the music in game. So far, I'm a modern for this. Got so many information here. It's always hard to go through city management games. Oh yeah, wow, that is wow. Damn. Graphics are a bit lukewarm, but yo, count me in. I'm sold. I will check it out. It's on the list now. Definitely will find its place on the Mole Under Management channel. Who? Oh god, is this like Syndicate? It has a bit of a Syndicate vibe, doesn't it? Ha! Deus, maybe more like Deus Ex? And a lot of shooting though. And destruction. Okay, I take that back. I take that back. Epic Banana Studios.
To add some mega corporate espionage to your Steam wishlist, find DataJack 2020 on the PC Gaming Show Steam page at pcgamer.com/wishlist. The Most Wanted continues with the first strategy game selected by our panel of judges. Menace is coming to us from Hooded Horse, a specialty strategy publisher, and Overhyped Studios, the folks who made the gritty tactical medieval game Battle Brothers.
Oh!
Now they're trading low fantasy for the far future in their first 3D game. Get ready to give those aliens hell, but not too quickly, as this is a turn-based game.
Oh, well. What do we have here?
Number 18.
Oh, it is Menace. I thought that was the... Okay. I like Battle Brothers. But... Huh? LOL? Yeah, get wrecked. Pretty much. Wait. What? That was... Oh, it's coming to Steam. Makes sense. It was a Epic exclusive for a year. Yeah, can we go back to the turn-based game they just showed there for a second? Because... Huh? Good. Hopefully more people will play this.
The world as we know it.
I just read Wonder Nut, and I was like, Wonder Nut Studios? That's a name, and then it's no Wonder Not.
A life crying out into the void, fighting for its survival tooth and nail.
Live, Kane.
A life that adapts.
Kane lives.
Overcomes.
What?
And continues to rise above any and all. Life that learns to idolize and worship, sacrifice and maim, wage war and destruction. A life that burns so bright it may set the world ablaze. And you decide if its survival is
like a city builder game with cards?
Up next, one of our favorite studios, Obsidian, is expanding Pillars of Eternity into a first-person RPG called Avowed. One of the things that intrigues us about Avowed is that it specifically isn't setting out to
I'm not really hyped for it. You know,
something more concentrated,
it's like every other game, and please inject it into my veins, please. I need it now.
Flintlock pistols. I'll say it again. We might be living in the best moment for RPGs.
Number 17, Avowed.
Oh, do we get a new trailer?
Avowed has me super excited because
Hi, Dan.
Obsidian. From Fallout New Vegas to The Outer Worlds, they've shown us they know how to make an RPG that I'm gonna love. When I was watching the gameplay trailer, I was seeing all these flashy weapons and cool spells and these big dungeons, and I was thinking to myself, there's a little bit of Elder Scrolls in there, but with a...
This recording is a few weeks old, I would say, because Dan has a much more beard now.
Dangerous world to explore, and I'm gonna sink my teeth into it.
The Living Lands await in Avowed, coming next year. Now, one of the cool things about PC games is that it's the platform for the
no new trailer.
The experimental. This is the platform where unconventional games about hypnospace detectives or city builders on space worlds are born. Where Farming Simulator has its own esports scene. Our next game is in that same
it has, and it's successful.
With plenty of interesting ideas underneath an art house exterior. Indica
I see Kermit posting about it because he is like managing it with his team.
Let's see what kind of trouble the game's creators in Kazakhstan are getting into.
And it's a riot. It's a riot.
Let me tell you about Indica. Who is she, you ask? Well, she's a nun.
That's a bit close.
One, if you ask me.
What?
She prays a lot. Works hard. Really hard. Goodness. She even finds some time to chat with, what do you call it? Jot. Poor girl. Of all the boring places, why do you want to go to heaven?
What a bizarre trailer so far. And that trailer just even became more bizarre. What the heck? The heck did I just watch?
Indica arrives on PC in early 2024. Next, we've got a new game in a genre that continues to evolve and grow. The extraction shooter. Hawked is a colourful comic-style PvP/VE game where players deploy to a stylish island called Exile.
We played an extraction shooter today, and I deinstalled it after 2 rounds.
Now playable in early access on Steam, here's a fresh look at Hawked.
Oh, Hawked. Yeah. That game really tries to be the next Fortnite-ish. And unfortunately, it's published by My Games, which is unfortunate for the game. And that is copyrighted music. I mean, it's a fun game. I've played it in before early access. I played it in beta. I was not allowed to talk about it or something. It was NDA. It's definitely an interesting game. It's just it's My Games, which is always unfortunate. And I had a lot of moments where I just thought, this is a game mode in Fortnite, isn't it? Oh, and you want to have friends. Do I actually need the My Games launcher? What if they move to Steam? Huh?
Hawked is playable now in early access ahead of its full launch next year on PC and console. To claim free in-game items and premium currency, visit playhawk.com/rally today. Don't miss your chance. Make sure you drop into Exile with a full loadout for the full release of Hawked coming in 2024. Next on the Most Wanted Countdown, Dragon's Dogma devotees finally get their wish with a long-awaited sequel.
I mean, we have the release date. We got the trailer 2 days ago, so...
Number 16. Dragon's Dogma 2.
I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of this. I'm hyped for this.
In open world monster slaying, you can't go wrong with Capcom's RPG cult hit. Capcom has shown just how good it is at creating these mixed action and fantasy RPGs with recent.
Let's call it a cult game. Cult hit. There's a reason why we didn't get a 2 in over 10 years or 13 years, to be a little bit more precise.
Endless chain stretches on in Dragon's Dogma 2.
I'm looking forward to it.
Dragon's Dogma 2, we're 10 games deep into the Most Wanted, and things are about to get a lot colder. In 2018, Frostpunk won wide praise as a chillingly bleak city builder. In a sequel set 30 years later, new factions arise as resurgent humanity.
I'm curious about the second one.
Let's hear from the game developer in Poland, 11-Bit Studios.
I'm just not sure if I will like it.
Number 15, Frostpunk 2.
I didn't like the first one.
We survived the storm. But it changed us.
Oh wow, we are now going full on city, huh?
Mere survival was no longer enough.
I think this is the first time we're seeing gameplay, don't we?
we kept expanding.
Wow, that's much bigger than the first one.
More people. Dreaming different futures.
Oh boy.
Futures.
Oh boy. Well, gameplay is a stretch.
Hi, I'm Kuba Stokalski. And I'm Łukasz Juszczyk. We are both game directors responsible for Frostpunk 2, here at 11-Bit Studios. What you've just seen is the first gameplay teaser of Frostpunk 2, and as you can clearly see, a lot has changed since the first game, especially the
that's for sure.
city.
Yeah, and I like that.
Post-apocalyptic atmosphere that hopefully will resonate with you once again. Stay tuned for more, because the gameplay trailer for Frostpunk 2 is just around the corner.
Huh. Maybe at the Jeff show?
I'm Brandon Sheffield, the creative director of Demon School, and I want to tell you about our tactical battle system. This is the planning phase where we'll plot our movements, which can be rewound at any time. Characters can only move in straight lines or side steps, like if you combined a king and a knight in chess. You attack enemies by running straight into them. You can see Faye did 1 point of damage here. Namako doesn't deal damage, but stuns and debuffs enemies, reducing their defense. Now, if our other damage dealer Destin hits this demon, he'll do 2 points of damage. But we can take this further. If Newt, our healer, heals a character with full health, they get an attack buff. Destin now does 4 points of damage to this enemy. You can also do combos by pushing or pulling an enemy into another friendly character, as Namako and Faye are doing here. Once you're happy with your choices, you start the action phase and watch it go. These are the main puzzle pieces you'll be working with, but there are 15 characters, each with their own unique abilities for you to discover. You can also study new techniques, improve your relationships, fight huge bosses, and unravel the mystery of why demons are breaking through to the human world on this mysterious island. We hope you enjoy it.
Probably because of taxes, I assume. Looks cool. Not my thing. I love the logo of Necrosoft. That's cool. That was a cool logo. Oh god, creepy kids in the dark. That's... oh no, it's not a creepy kid, it's a PC. I thought there was something sitting on the ground. Yeah, I haven't heard that sound in a while.
The dark web. You want to stream. They will watch. They will follow. Do not leave. Stream. We are watching you. Stream.
Oh! This is footage of the first beta version of YouTube. Wow. Yeah, this is what YouTube was in 2006. Was very interesting. Interesting concept. Never. And then they found out that people like to watch cat videos instead, and they stuck with that.
On the most wanted list that's available now in early access, a team of retro shooter specialists are asking an important question: what if Bloodborne played like Thief if Thief had a pump shotgun? From New Blood Interactive, here's our latest look at Gloomwood, featuring its upcoming Underport area and introducing us to the terrifying Crowman.
Number 14, Gloomwood.
Damn. I wouldn't have thought that Gloomwood is so far up the list. They really struck gold with that one, huh? Nice logo. Oh boy. Well, that's unfortunate. seems like Dave has not to kill a puppy this time.
Gloomwood opens the gates to the Underport district in early 2024 with more early access updates to follow.
Oh yeah, Gloomwood is fantastic.
Newegg is of course one of our favourite places to find upgrades, and later in the show we'll be sharing some recommendations in our holiday wish list. But we've also partnered with Newegg to build a... Wait, am I reading this teleprompter right? We bought an egg-shaped computer.
I'm inside. What's my target?
One new egg.
Newegg. The site which is definitely not selling you anything shady at all. Sometimes.
See, you found my egg. What the hell is it?
Head to pcgamer.com/egg to watch the full video. The next game on the most wanted would
Also pretty sure it's not available here, because Newegg is not available in my country. Hey.
I mean, it's a decade after the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, and GTA Online is still clearing $500 million every year.
So?
How do you follow that? And how scared should we be of the answer? Let's hear from our voting panel on how GTA 6 earned this position in our countdown.
Number 13, Grand Theft Auto 6.
I get it, but also...
My name is S-Fan, and I just wanted to share with you guys how incredibly excited I am for Grand Theft Auto.
We haven't seen any...
gaming show most wanted has to be Grand Theft Auto 6, because at this point it has been about 10 years.
10 years since Grand Theft Auto 5.
Storylines are always absolutely fantastic.
It's one of the greatest video game franchises of all time.
I'm excited to dive into a new immersive world, new cities, new surroundings.
But hey, if those are content creators talking, and for them, they're probably imagining how many viewers they can make and how many subscribers they can get from it. And for them, this is a business opportunity, so...
is one of my favorite GTA roleplay servers.
I hope you guys are excited as I am. I think Rockstar has a lot of hype around it right now.
And very excited to see what it holds.
I hope you guys enjoy it when the game comes out.
Wow. Yeah, we play that tomorrow. I am so hyped for this. I love the demo. I saw a review where somebody was complaining that the game was over very quickly if we were just following the main story, and then there was no reason to start a new game. And I was reading through it and I realized more and more, do you know what a city builder is? Like, I have the feeling you're not aware what a city builder does and what you're doing in a city builder. Like, that was so weird to read. In need of a leader? Well, certainly not me. Oh boy. Is this a survival sandbox thingy? Wow. Huh. Well, that's curious. Mount and Blade. Bell Ride. I'm intrigued. It will probably be a shit show in early access, but I'm intrigued.
Bellrite, coming to early access in December. Our next game rounds out a killer combo of high-profile fighting games that have hit PC in the last year. Ready? Fight.
Yeah, I'm curious about that game.
Number 12, Tekken 8.
Well, that's a game you can be hyped for because they have a lot to show for it. They had multiple playtests.
It's been more than 6 years since Tekken last entered the ring on PC, and we're more than ready for a rematch. With revised fighting mechanics going all in on aggression and 32 characters to try before you settle on the guy with the leopard head, Tekken 8 weighs in right in the middle of our most wanted list.
Unfortunately, I'm not into fighting games.
Metroidvania favorite. We're talking, of course, about Hollow Knight Silksong.
Oh, hey, Frankie. I think you could use a little backup on this one.
Hi, Sean. How did you do that?
If you truly believe that Silksong is coming out next year,
Video called a World War II bunker.
I did. My powers are great, and so is my excitement for Hollow Knight Silksong.
that they are still believing that this game is actually coming out next year is hilarious.
Allow me to share 3 reasons why I'm excited for Hollow Knight Silksong. First, the graphics. I adore the original Hollow Knight art style, and they're giving me more, but elevating it with more detail and layering. 2, combat in motion. The original Hollow Knight somehow was able to blend super fast, snappy movement with slow, chunky Souls-like combat. And if you look at the Silksong trailer, you're seeing all sorts of new moves that allow you to dance around your enemies and jump around the environment. It makes me really excited for the second-to-second experience. But
Also, Day 9 lost
biggest reason is
weight, didn't he?
exploration. Team Cherry are masters of this. There would be a ledge in the original Hollow
Good for him.
Knight. When I finally was able to get there, there would be hours of content behind there, or new bosses, or new enemies, or entirely new
I mean,
stuff.
Silksong at this point is the second game. It's not an expansion anymore.
Exploration. Oh, I literally can't wait for Silksong.
Thanks for your Silksong expertise, Sean. What began as a spin-off expansion to Team Cherry's beloved Metroidvania is now one of our most sought-after sequels.
It's now the sequel, yeah.
Before we move forward with more previews, we want your input, and we're offering a PC-sized reward. Follow the QR code on screen and complete our PC Gaming Show viewer survey, and you could win a custom-built AC Mirage gaming PC powered by an Intel Core i9-14900K CPU. And now, a world premiere.
Two people have been reported missing. A male and a female were last seen heading to the forest 2 days ago.
The Forest 2? Wait. No, we already have the Forest 2.
Rumors about the lake. Do you personally believe that there is something sinister
A lake?
in there? No, of course not. People love ghost stories.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean. Certainly a horror game. Our Lady of the Drowned Lake? Well, that's certainly not foreboding at all. Oh, this game. It looked interesting till they started with PvP, PvE. And then I wasn't interested anymore. If this is the game I think it is. Yeah. I think this is the game which has PvE, PvP in it. I'm pretty sure that was it.
We're nearing the heavy hitters, selected by our panel of industry experts as their top 10 most wanted games. But first, a fresh look at the gun fu gameplay of Spine.
Ooh.
Redline, as your combat AI, I have to warn you that pressing the wrong floor may lead to unexpected consequences.
Who the fuck are you?
Okay, that looks cool. Okay, that looks cool. I am, so far, very much on board with this, even though it's a mix between cutscene and gameplay. Yikes! That did hurt.
No elevator this time.
That looks interesting. Damn, girl. I have not seen this before, and this looks freaking amazing. Oh. I was not aware of this. I liked it.
Bringing cinematic action choreography, Spine is coming soon to PC.
Yeet.
We're just minutes away from starting our top 10 countdown. And make sure you stick around all the way to the #1 game on our list to see some exclusive gameplay footage.
Oh.
Before that, here's a message from our friends at PC Game Pass.
Oh boy. I mean, they have some pretty good games coming in on December, actually. Yeah, December has some pretty good games in it.
For its first post-Destiny release, Bungie is taking a walk back through time for our first entry in the most wanted top 10. Wielding 30 years of sharpened shooter design, the studio is busy developing a new extraction shooter in a series that paved the way for Halo. So far, we haven't seen much of Marathon, but its mix of rampant AIs, mysterious alien precursors, unknowable space entities, and high-saturation clone firefights are more than enough to earn slot number 10. Here's a special message from the studio.
Didn't we already know that it's not coming next year?
Number 10, Marathon.
Because of like all the bullshit happened at Bungie, they postponed it into 2025? Wasn't that like the thing?
Hello, I'm Christopher Barrett, franchise game director on Marathon. We're incredibly humbled by the reception Marathon has received since its announcement earlier this year. Being voted one of the most anticipated games on PC is an honor which absolutely motivates everyone on the project. The whole team's hard at work right now, building Bungie's take on the extraction shooter genre. And the next time you hear from us, we'll have a lot more to show, including gameplay. Thank you.
Didn't they fire this dude?
I genuinely cannot wait for that one. Right, let's keep things moving with a couple more trailers.
Weird. I might mix things up. Don't.
My creation has gone rogue. And I shall rebuild it.
Oh, you built your own levels? Ah. Also, yeah. No. Damn.
I am the master architect.
No. But the idea is amazing. Take control. Wait, wrong game.
Welcome to Crashlands. Explore a world filled with wonder, mystery, and
I didn't even know there was a one.
things. And then slap them. Just slap it all. Except these. Best to make a home for yourself, but not just yourself. After all, if you're gonna make it on this planet,
Slap it.
you need all the help you can get.
If in question, if in doubt, just slap it.
Crashlands 2 drops onto Steam in 2024. At number 9 on the Most Wanted is the product of a simple design philosophy. If you look hard enough, you can always find somewhere to put another skill tree, even if you end up making a second game in the process. Warm up that left mouse button because we're about to show you some Path of Exile 2.
Ah.
They traveled all the way to New Zealand to speak
I was like, definitely not Diablo,
the highest mountains to visit their studio in Auckland.
because they don't even have a full skill tree in the first one. Damn, PoE is number 1. PoE 2. I mean, it looks great. It looks great. I give it that. Hey, and we are getting a new trailer. I'm hyped for that.
It seems the old ways still hold some power.
They're saying number 1. I mean 9. 9. I mean the 9. I wonder which is the number ya. Hashtag not in game. Hey look, it's another prisoner island. It's New Zealand. No, that was Australia. Different thing. But close enough.
Path of Exile 2 is basically our next generation action RPG. And one of the things we really wanted to make sure that we were doing with it is to make the action combat really, really excellent. We just want to make sure that anyone playing the game, you know, you can play it like an action game, feels fun to play.
Yeah, unfortunately they have already confirmed that you cannot skip the campaign.
The game just feels a lot better.
I mean, keep the campaign short. I don't mind to play through the campaign in Last Epoch. I already played like 8 chars on Endgame in Last Epoch. I don't mind, it's fast.
We have over a decade of content that is going to be available in Path of Exile 2 as well.
For Path of Exile 2, we really want to keep the mechanics from Path of Exile 1 that are great, but we can now have the
Oh
opportunity.
god, I misread his name. I was like, Rocky Rockham. What is that name?
For someone coming at it for the first time.
That is not his name. Also, hey, cares. It's not
There's
his
a big
name.
difference between depth and complexity. Path of Exile 2 in some ways is less complicated than Path of Exile 1 because we've simplified the sort of technical complexity around doing things like the way you socket skills and things like that to make it easier to understand. But at the same time, we're making sure that we keep all the depth in terms of character options and things that you can do. So everything is still there as far as like...
That's something Blizzard
It's just that it is easier to do so because you don't have to be worrying
started to fail to understand that something can still very much be in-depth, but easy to understand. And nowadays Blizzard has a lot of this. If it is easy to understand, it has to be easy.
But the problem with that is that skills feel really terrible if you start them and then you can't get out of them. So we really needed a way to make that interruption be possible, and the dodge roll was a really great way to do it. We actually already had a philosophy for Path of Exile 2 boss design where we wanted to make sure that everything was dodgeable. But previously we were just doing that by running around. But I think the dodge roll has actually changed a lot of things, and especially because, you know, now
Not gonna lie, it's one of the things I'm sometimes missing in Last Epoch. Often or not, I'm hitting the dodge button, and then I realize
specific monsters and
there's no dodge.
Because they were fun to play. Like, why not replicate something that is still fun to play? But of course, it's full fresh coat of paint. There are definitely new systems. I'd say a lot of the monsters are faster, for example, which is where dodge roll helps to come into play. We have secondary AI systems that allow the monsters to do skills while they were performing another skill. Much like how a player can dodge roll to interrupt a skill, a monster can now do the same thing. We have a lot more monsters doing interactions with the environment. They'll interact with the world more, a lot more spawning from things, a lot more like in one of our areas, the Isle of Kin, we have monsters riding on top of another monster, and then when they get close, they all jump off.
There's a lot of design changes that have had to go on to take into account the way that the skill system works. So with something like the mercenary were developing crossbows.
Kill it with fire.
They looked at that and thought, okay, how can we make crossbows just feel completely different than bows? You know, if you look at a shooter, it's like pistols and shotguns and things like that. Like, what about those makes them different from each other? And so therefore,
I love the idea with crossbows.
Experience just feels so different than what a bow feels like now. You know, you want that like pull the trigger and it instantly fires. You know, that kind of instant response type of thing. And I think that as we approach each different character class, we're thinking like, how can we make the skills here feel so different than every other class?
For a lot of the really unique skill sets like the crossbows, which are almost basically guns, there's a lot of work that's been done in other games to make those feel great.
Crossbows, technically guns.
There's a lot of lessons of what works well in a shooter that can work well in an ARPG if you do the work, get the animations right, get the timing right. We've done a lot of core system changes to make it so that it feels like you've got as much control as you would in a shooter-focused game. There's a lot of what have other games done well that we can bring into Path of Exile that no ARPG is really built on, because they don't have the crazy level of skill variety that we've ended up having.
Shots fired!
So we've got a live stream later today where we're going to be showing off 2 of our character classes. We're really deep diving into the mechanics, and we're really excited to show that. So if you're interested to know more about Path of Exile 2, then tune into that later today.
Oh. Oh. Well, I'm curious.
Now, if you're anything like me, you leave your Christmas shopping to the absolute last second and then speedrun the entire thing in a single afternoon of guest checkouts and regret. But what to buy a PC gamer in your life? Well, our good friends at Intel have a few ideas.
It's called
Here's
Amazon.
5 of their favorite gaming deals this holiday season, all on offer now at Newegg.
You know.
The Acer Predator Helios gaming laptop. Inside is an i7-13700HX CPU, an RTX 4070, 16GB of DDR5 memory, and 1TB of storage. We've been big fans of Acer's Helios machines for ages, and the new 16-inch Predator has fast become one of our favorite gaming laptops. It's the perfect combination of processor, graphics card, big 240Hz screen, and price. The 24-thread Intel CPU is mighty strong too, and the RTX 4070 graphics card also supports the magic of frame generation for a buttery smooth experience. This is the Gigabyte Aorus 15 gaming laptop, running on an i7-13700H CPU. RTX 4070 graphics, 16GB
i7-13700H. Okay.
And a 15.6-inch 165
It's the same thing with Ryzen, by the way. Here's the Ryzen 9 5800 3XD thingy, and it's just like, oh.
GPU inside it and a high refresh rate QHD screen. It still packs a serious punch, and if you want serious frame rates from the latest games, either of these laptops has you covered. We've also got the MSI Katana 17 gaming laptop, an i7-13620H processor, RTX 4070 GPU, 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, and a 1TB SSD.
That's actually pretty decent.
So if you're looking for a lot of screen real estate, MSI's 17-inch chonker will get the job done without costing a bomb. The 13th Gen Core i7 is a 16-thread chip. The machine still sports an RTX 4070 graphics card to handle all the newest releases, and you content creators are going to love the massive 32 gig of DDR5 memory this expansive laptop has to offer. Next, MSI's Aegis gaming rig, carrying the i7-13700F CPU, an RTX 4060 Ti, another spacious 32 gigs of DDR5 with 2TB of storage. So yeah, you remember that big black obelisk from the start of 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? MSI's Aegis R PC very much has that vibe, but also throws in a little RGB gaming flair. Inside this monolith, you'll find a beefy 24-thread Intel CPU and way more memory and storage than you'd usually find in a PC at this price. Finally, we have the 12th Gen Core and Arc bundle. An i7-12700K CPU and the Arc A770 with a $50 discount. But there ain't much that can top the feeling of building.
Yeah, I'm sorry by the way if I'm not looking at this, because
and these Intel Silicon bundles will allow you
even
to
if I wanted to, I couldn't even buy.
price. For us, pairing a 12th Gen i7 with an ASRock Arc 770 is a real smart
Because there is no new egg.
These older CPUs share a ton of DNA with the latest 14th Gen chips, and this graphics card has only got faster since launch. Damn, those are some powerful computers. Let's hope Santa thinks we'd all be nice.
I mean, kind of true for the Intel ones.
Any of the things you've said in solo queue voice chat.
Kind of true for.
Okay, our next game is a fun one.
Oh, here we go.
A blisteringly fast racer and a 1999 throwback you didn't know you needed. Racing into early access soon. This is Death Grip.
Advertising is over. Oh, it's the pod racing game. This is pod racing. Yeah, I've heard about it, but not seen it. I mean, and there's shooting. Pew pew. I'm too old for this.
Now that's what I legally can't call pod racing. The whole reason we're here today is because yes, there are an incredible amount of video games, and we want to help you decide which ones are the most deserving of attention. But if you're watching and wondering, hey, why isn't the Elder Scrolls 6 one of the most wanted games? Well, let me explain. Our voting process for the most wanted list prioritizes
because it's
games
not
that
coming
are
out
imminent and that we know lots of information about. The more confident we are in a game's release date,
and that's why GTA 6 is on the list.
But still, there's a long list of high-profile games that have been in.
That's why GTA 6 is on this list, because it's imminent and you know so much about it.
They're frustratingly absent from the public eye.
Please.
So, just to give them at least a moment of acknowledgement, I'm going to see how many of these I can rattle through.
Like, please.
The Elder Scrolls 6, Bioshock 4, which was announced 4 years ago, the eventual Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, The Witcher remake, Project 007 from the team that made Hitman that's probably going to be incredible, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Come on, BioWare, let's see it.
Like
Death
GTA
Stranding
6?
2, Star Wars.
We know more about Death Stranding 2 than GTA 6.
Titanfall, I like RPG from New Blood Interactive. Arma 4, that League of Legends fighting game that looks really good. A Wonder Woman.
We know more about that because people could play it.
Good and Evil 2, which has been in development for something like 15 years. The reboot of the Escape series and Crisis 4. Crisis 4. Oh, while I catch my breath, let's see a couple of games that actually have gameplay footage.
That's the bullshit again. Oh yeah, this game. I always forget its name.
Our world is in chaos.
But it was postponed. Yeah, unlike GTA 6.
Seek to rule over everything we call home. I'll be damned if I let that happen. My name is Noor Vanek.
I mean, still looks good. Definitely looking forward to it. Looks definitely more interesting than Forspoken. Yes, I'm here to remind you that Forspoken came out this year. I have Flintlock. Now it's summer. Okay.
Time for a word from our good friends at Mad Mushroom.
Mad Mushroom is a publishing company that is going to be a little different from other publishing companies.
Mad Mushroom gives us the opportunity to enter the games industry while at the same time elevating and amplifying the message of hundreds of indie developers.
You are literally working hand in hand with influencers to figure out how to make your game as enjoyable as possible, not just to play, but also from a content viewing perspective.
If you're a developer and you're interested in us publishing your game, you can go to madmushroom.gg, check it out. We're very passionate and we're very excited about what we're doing here.
I wish them the best of luck.
In a city that never sleeps, innovators like Kieran Short and the All Street New York City Collective remind us that with the right tools, like the Alienware laptop, the boundaries of art and technology can be pushed beyond our imagination. That's where Alienware's top-of-the-line computers come in. Introducing our real-life XP boost, the Alienware Power Boost Benefit. Scan our QR code or visit the site below to see.
Ooh, there are two things here. She's in a room which really distorts her voice. Oh, her voice is not great for that.
In Islands of Insight, you awaken on a floating island as a seeker.
Yeah, Alienware laptops, lol.
A serene fantasy realm of ancient wonders and natural beauty. Solve its mysterious puzzles and unveil the secrets of the islands.
Ah.
We designed the world to be brimming with thousands of handcrafted puzzles, each
nice.
one carefully placed throughout the landscape. You might start off solving logic puzzles and then decide to search for hidden objects or go find some perspective or memory puzzles to take on. Designed by some of the
That sounds all horrible for me.
Our puzzles vary in difficulty and are thoughtfully crafted to be relaxing.
I'm such a dingus. I'm such a dingus.
To solve for newcomers and seasoned puzzle fans. There is no linear path in Islands of Insight. You choose where to go, which puzzles to solve, and in what order.
There was a time
at your own pace.
where I would have murdered for this.
New areas in the campaign, or explore the main island, an expansive open world where most of the puzzles and secrets are found.
Now,
The sublime landscapes on
I don't know.
foot, or glide above them. Our shared world allows for seamless interactions and collaboration between players.
It's not an MMO, it's a shared world, chat.
You can play entirely on your own. This is your adventure. In today's fast-paced world,
I'm sorry.
we hope Islands of Insight
This is
delivers
great,
a
though.
sublime escape for players looking to unwind. If you want to discover more, play our demo today on our Steam page.
Cool. Yeah, I played the demo of the Talos Principle, and man, I never felt so stupid in my life.
RTS space combat fully into 3 dimensions. Now, 20 years after Homeworld 2, it's a very different world for real-time strategy. And an
That's
excellent
true.
time for a comeback. From Blackbird Interactive, this is Homeworld 3.
Here we go.
Number 8, Homeworld 3.
If they're releasing finally in that year, we'll see about that.
First batch of bombers rolling off the line.
Hey, Gearbox Publishing. Did you know that they're trying to sell off Gearbox?
Homeworld 3 is a 3D strategy game set in space. It's incredibly cinematically compelling.
When we were first starting up on Homeworld 3, we were thinking, what are some of the coolest spectacles you can think of in the universe that you would want to play?
God, I played this game with 10 FPS.
In essence, Homeworld 3
the first one.
was really
Because
our
I had a
original
Pentium 1, 166 megahertz, and Homeworld 1 needed 233 megahertz.
Massive battles in asteroid fields.
Was playable, but it was 10 FPS.
Gigantic Death Star size.
I made do as a kid.
An interesting
I made do.
to move their units. We had to wait 20 years before we could do that. So anyone who's interested in strategy or strategy-like games, we want to immerse basically anyone who loves science fiction.
For us, Homeworld 3 is a love letter.
And I'm so glad that they didn't transform it into
20, 22 years. With
everything has an ability, click fast game.
From playing Homeworld 1 back in the day, and give that to you again.
I'm so glad for that.
You can play Homeworld 3 at the pace that you want to play. Tactical pause are going to allow you to actually just pause the game 100%. We have a classic controls, which you'll know and love from Homeworld 2, and then we have our modern control scheme. And that one is built around FPS controls that you know and love from the games that you've played before. So MOBA players, RTS players from other games will be able to quickly understand, okay, if I want to go somewhere, I just click on this element here. Cinematic combat is such a huge pillar to the franchise. We want you to be able to get in there, find the coolest camera angle, and enjoy the spectacle. For
yes, please.
Played a Homeworld game,
so many strategy games are just like, no, you don't want to watch the battle. You want to do shit while the battle happens. And I'm like, no, man. I want to watch this. And I want to see if my tactic works out.
Through those things, and that will actually remove you from sensors. You can ambush them. You can actually use a larger ship to take fire for another ship.
So in Homeworld 3, we focused a lot on what wasn't already available for us within Unreal. We wanted to figure out...
I hate that in so many RTS games nowadays.
...that the game would have that separate Homeworld from any other game, which is mostly the skybox and the lighting.
Like,
give that feel of being
every unit needs an ability.
When you go into a nebula, the ship
2 abilities, 3 abilities.
Coverage it has from that.
Clicks per minute.
The concept of fog of war in the game.
It's not what I enjoy.
Persistent damage on the ships, and so then we focused on what that system would be like.
You'll see the history of your battles as you go through the whole campaign. Please wishlist and pre-order the game. We're super excited to have you.
Alright, yeah. We do not pre-order in this house.
A myth, a tale of a long-forgotten saint.
Oh, this game.
Once an empty potential about to be birthed into existence. But the potential was...
Lots of acid. No, like regarding Homeworld 3, I'm super duper looking forward to it. We will definitely play it. But yeah, I love the cinematic stuff. And again, there's which was the recent game I played, which I couldn't enjoy because of that. There was an RTS who had something like that recently, who started to do that, and it turned me off so much. It was something recently. Yeah. It was a recent RTS we played, and I don't know the name anymore, but they also added like abilities in the game and whatnot, and yeah. That's a game, to say the least.
Perhaps you've heard of an obscure little indie game called Stardew Valley? Or maybe the hundreds of cozy life sims it inspired. Whilst it's imitating
Another haunted chocolate here.
Bottle the farm life lightning, Stardew's solo dev is leaving the barnyard behind. From 2 editors at PC Gamer, Lauren Morton and Molly Taylor, let's hear more about this highly anticipated follow-up.
I don't know if it's coming out next year. And funny enough, we also don't know much about it. Like, Concerned Abe made it pretty clear that he is no rush with this game.
Podcast quite a bit, which is why it's so exciting that its creator Eric
like seriously
is currently working on his next game, Haunted Chocolatier, where instead of us being on a farm, we're like running a chocolate shop instead, which sounds super exciting.
We haven't seen a whole lot about Haunted Chocolatier yet. We've seen a brief trailer and we've seen some
more than GTA 6.
We've seen like boss battles potentially. We've seen a bit of the new cozy town. We've seen some expanded combat over the Stardew Valley formulas. So we're definitely anticipating hearing more about it as it continues development. So I'm really excited to see how Baroni is going to take that formula and evolve on it. And I
just call him Concerned Ape. Why? Like, I hate that so much, by the way. This is like a journalist thing. Oh yeah, we have to call them with their full name. No, just call them by the name they're using for themselves, and that's Concerned Ape. No, we have to use their real names. Oh god, is this emergency? No, it's not. It's Ambulance Life, the paramedic simulator. Okay, I take that back. But yeah, I don't see this game coming out in 2024.
The crusade is about to overwhelm us. The crusade is on the rise. I have to warn everybody.
Huh.
We must keep them from reaching the enclave at all costs.
I like the art style. It's a bit hard to see what's going on.
It's been an honor fighting by your side.
Likewise, my friend. But we'll make it out of here. That's a promise.
Huh. I love how the one said the new heir to Heroes of Might and Magic, and the other one says an amazing RTS game. You have to make up your mind there. You really have to make up your mind there.
Silence that devoured my home. Please, guiding star, send me a sign.
Queen Lorelei of Erengard, they call me Murder. The bird will guide you to my side when the time comes.
The crusade brings you a better future. Soon.
There seems to be a lot of races in this game, huh?
Silence.
The void will devour everything unless we stop the crusade.
Firstborn, starborn, even constructs. Deep down, we are all as one.
It's a German game. Interesting.
A vibrant blend of 4X management and card-based RTS battles, Songs of Silence releases in spring 2020.
Well, no, technically it's not.
On the most wanted highway,
it's a game made in Bavaria.
A road trip.
So it's not
you,
true.
Your car, the open road, and the interdimensional horrors bubbling forth from reality's cosmic wounds.
Number 6, Pacific Drive.
I'm looking forward to this game. We will play this when it comes out.
The crown jewel of the Pacific Northwest. Its unmatched views and quiet solitude offer everything you need in the most beautiful place on Earth.
There is no cause for alarm.
I'm really looking forward to this. I was kind of disheartened that they pushed it into 2024, but then again, we had so many amazing games in this year.
Before Arda came to extract us.
9. Some zone secrets are best left secret. 8. 7.
I don't even look up at the sky anymore.
6.
Was she a myth, martyr, or monster?
5.
Nothing.
When we are reaching 0, I will do a face reveal on stream.
3, 2, 1.
It's me! Sorry. Again, this looks freaking amazing. I'm already sold on it. I'm so sold on this. This looks, I mean, looks better and better. Oh no, another February game. Oh no, it's the same day as Sons of the Forest. Ooh, rough. They might want to, they might want to think about that again. Because Sons of the Forest will be... Keep in mind, when Sons of the Forest did go into early access, it literally broke Steam for multiple hours. Not a lot of games can do that. Oh yeah, we are absolutely past, so it will be 2 hours. Huh? Is it just me, or does it look... I don't know what I'm looking at, and I don't, like... God, the new Twitter logo looks so shit.
I just love that we're seeing smaller studios take a swing at Souls-like gameplay. Mortal Crux is coming soon to early access.
Cool.
Coming up, we're nearly at the top of our list. It's time for a second helping of Helldivers as the most wanted countdown continues.
Number 5. Helldivers. I mean, it looks pretty fun. It looks pretty fun, man.
If there's one thing we value, it's interstellar combat with giant acid-belching insects, or as the fine soldiers of Super Earth call it, democracy. Now shooting in third person, the Helldivers redeploy for co-op, and our panel of experts can't wait to enlist.
Yeah. Again, looks cool.
Helldivers 2 arrives on PC for some co-op starship trooping on February 8, 2024. Now, we turn to the unholy rebirth of a 2009 strategy cult classic. When Hell's throne sits empty, its greatest devils march to war in this stylishly sinister
Word and conflict.
godly grand strategy. Here's the latest trailer for Solium Infernum.
Set in the bureaucratic nightmare of hell, Solium Infernum is a political strategy game like no other. The Prince of Darkness has vanished, and to ascend to the dark side,
I don't remember this game
hell, you must prove to
at
the
all.
infernal conclave that you are the most powerful archfiend of all. Equip powerful relics and cast rituals that can turn the tide of battle. Command legions, summon colossal titans, bribe minions, and attempt to outbid your fellow archfiends in the bazaar, Hell's blind auction house.
Huh.
You'd best learn the rules of Hell fast, and how to exploit them, archfiend. For it is malice and malevolence that win favor in Hell. Insult and extort your enemies, goading them into open warfare. Or worse, humiliation. Scheme in your sleep with asynchronous multiplayer, investing just a moment each day in games that can last for weeks. There are no loyalties here in the Abyss, and betrayal is the name of the game. Solium Infernum isn't called a friendship destruction simulator for nothing. Better to rule in hell than serve in heaven.
Could be cool. Oh god, another February game?
History is defined by moments when its greatest himbos collide. In January, the world will stand witness as Yakuza's very best boys unite for an ocean-spanning RPG adventure, and probably like some mahjong. Like a Dragon earned high marks from our voting crew. Let's see what Sega's got cooking.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Man, this is really highly anticipated, huh?
Lately, our old friend, the Seiryu clan's been acting mighty suspicious.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Asuka-san.
I'm sending you to Hawaii. There's someone there who wants to meet you. It's your mother, Akane-san.
What the hell's going on?
I normally would play this in English, but
at the head of the Barracudas. Name's Dwight.
I need Curious-san in Japanese.
You seen this?
This is someone else. Yanja.
You trying to tell me there are Yakuza in Hawaii?
The head of Kazuma Kiryu. What better trophy than the head of a dragon?
I really need your help, like right now. I'd take a bullet for a bud any day.
Take cover!
Yeah, I can't. I am too used to Kiryu in Japanese, man. I can't.
You ready for this, Kasuga?
Let's do this.
This was why I started 7 in English, because, well, there was no Kiryu. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. That's good, right? And now we are back to 8, which has Kiryu in it again. And
once you're done, you'll be in the
they need to select language for individual characters.
The Core i9 14900K CPU from the show's presenting sponsor Intel. Hell yeah, free computers. We're just a few games away from the #1 game in our countdown, and from showing you
I wonder which could it be.
gameplay footage I think you're going to like. But first, here's another game from our wish list. Crown Wars: The Black Prince.
Elden Ring 2? I don't know. Like, I don't. What game could be?
Your great passion, how appropriate, for it makes you blind to our ascension. We were here well before your kings, before your religions.
Oh my. Is that a strategy game? Please be a strategy game. The Code of the Tree? Chaos! Oh, it is a strategy game. Oh, hello there. Well, turn-based tactic game. Ooh. I like what I'm seeing here.
But we have hope.
Manage your forces for medieval tactics.
Interesting.
Prince, coming March 2024.
March.
Sometimes PC gaming gives us games that empower us to make games. Our next studio visit is with the group behind Everywhere, an ambitious creation platform currently in development. Let's hear a little more about the big vision behind Everywhere.
There was the studio which basically had the singer on stage, I'm pretty sure stoned, to tell everyone how amazing that game is.
Hey, my name's Adam Whiting, Assistant Game Director here at Build Rocket Boy, and I'm working on Everywhere.
It's the metaverse!
So it's a world of creativity, exploration, and discovery underpinned by really high-quality systems that hopefully inspire the next generation of games creators and world builders.
Hi, my name's Leslie Benzies. I am the game director of Everywhere and
Oh no, this is not the game, I'm sorry.
Everywhere is a place
I'm sorry, I
I
mixed it up.
Where they can build their own world. There's shooting elements, there's driving elements, there's puzzles. Players can build UGC, take part in many different experiences, and they also play a AAA game called Mind's Eye. Tools, which we call Arcadia, they're a part of Everywhere, so you don't have to jump to a separate executable to trigger them. We built the platform.
Yeah, they announced this game on the top of the metaverse and Web3 craze, which was going a little bit around.
I think that's really important. If you're using one set of tools and then giving
and it's basically
players, they immediately
Roblox,
of the tool set they've been given. Whereas we want everything that players play within everywhere.
or even what Fortnite is trying to do.
That we use to build that experience.
So you could look at Utopia as the hub where you socialise, it's where you come into the games, meet up with your friends before you decide to go play the entertainment that you and your posse will like to.
It's a place that you arrive in within everywhere, and then you can use it as like a launch pad, jump into any other type of experience, go and explore the open world environment surrounding Utopia.
From a business perspective, this game is so dangerous because it will pay off, or it will die a horrible death.
That's the kind of foundation that you use.
And after 2 or 3 months after the release, we hear that the developer is going out of business because nobody's playing this. Like, one of the two things will happen with it.
Other areas, which we call arcs, and they're pieces of UGC content that we build and our players will build, and they're held separately from the main world.
They're connected by virtue of the fact they're all part of this one ever-evolving, ever-changing world called Everywhere, and they're all connected, so using the same character and the same data to kind of traverse these different experiences, but they're not causally related or narratively related. You know, we were intentionally taking a very light touch with the narrative within the game because we want this to be a world where players have agency.
Again, it's literally what Roblox does.
And their own world building within this space, and we don't really know what they're going to do with it.
Or even Minecraft.
Kind of move forward with them and help them build this world with us. If you were kind of able to take part in like a shared reality with other players of all different types, who had all different types of backgrounds and experiences and wants and needs, but they're all being fulfilled by the creative potential of one particular platform, I think that'd be a really exciting place to be.
Wow. I think he
alpha test, it's more of an infrastructure test.
It got faster and faster.
This world are going to be able to check out our systems, allow us to do a lot of kind of testing of the back ends, all that kind of stuff. But they're also going to be kind of the intrepid explorers, the first into this brand new horizon, the first people to experience the tools and be able to build some really cool content with them. We're keen for everybody to get involved. You know, like I said, this is a game that's been built from the very beginning with people like you sat at home watching this video right now in mind. So I implore you, please come to everywhere.game, sign up for the alpha.
And we're very excited to hear player feedback.
Time for a new world. Let's build it together.
Not yet rated. We're glad that they tell us that now.
Closing in on number 1, but first, the follow-up to a roguelike with fittingly mythical acclaim.
Oh, Hades.
Number 3, Hades 2.
I hope we are getting a trailer at Jeff's. I mean, we are getting what?
After 3 years and who knows how many deaths, we still can't get enough.
Early access is starting in Q2 next year.
Sequel. Hades is imprisoned and the Titan of Time is loose. You're the witchcraft
Which is like,
princess of the underworld,
oof.
striking out against the forces of Kronos. It's really something to imagine how Hades 2 could build on the slowly unfolding storytelling and elegant design of the first game.
And the waifus and husbandaroos. Let's face it. It's all about the waifus and husbandaroos. Oh, what is it? We have seen this before, and it looks amazing. This is by the Sonic. This is by Headcanon, right? The Taboo Artist? Oh my. Yeah, I think this is by Headcanon. This is their own spin on Sonic. Well, without calling it Sonic. No, it's not. I was wrong. What was... Weird. Okay, I was wrong on that. Ignore me, please. It's getting late.
But we continue to see outstanding 2D and 3D platforms release each year. Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was...
Elden Ringers.
Huh.
However many boss kills you've got under your belt, the greatest test for every tarnished is... Well, it's Millennia. The second greatest test is patience.
No, really.
My God, FromSoft,
I kept Millennia after the 4th try. She was actually one of the easier bosses in my opinion.
Let's hear from some of our voters about what they're expecting from this expansion.
But the Elden Beast.
Number 2, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
I'm extremely
Love that.
excited about the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Personally, I'm hoping that
Oh yeah, she did this on a dance mat.
that gives you that same magical feeling as exploring Limgrave for the first time. Just
Right.
exciting around every corner, pretty much. In terms of boss fights, I'm hoping there will be bosses that are even harder than the base game. If we go back to previous From Software games, typically we've seen that the best and the hardest bosses are in the DLCs. Some examples would be Midir, Gale, Orphan of Cos, Sister Fried, Manus. I would definitely say
Sister Fried
it would be thrilling to see if they could
was
come up
pretty
with a
good.
boss that's even
And pretty
more
hard.
difficult than Millennia. Story-wise, I think we'll get a greater understanding into Millennia's brother Mikola, which has been very much...
Yeah, I've been watching her playthrough with a dance mat. It was definitely interesting to see.
They can't release this DLC soon enough.
One final RPG featured in our show today is the return of a true cult classic. We saw this studio right at the beginning of the show with horror game Still Wakes the Deep, but they're also working on the second coming of
Oh, yeah.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
They're announcing the third faction here. They already said that.
Tell me, Willem, what rumors have you heard about me?
That you were there in Cairo. They called you the Slayer.
And what will I be to you, Willem? And to this lonely, forgotten...
Her in-between name is Buffy, by the way. Oh, they dead. The Banu Hakim?
Guess that makes it easier.
Makes what easier?
What happens next?
Alright.
Before we find out which game tops our
Oh.
most wanted list, let's recap the top 25 so far. Still Wakes the Deep. Sword of the Sea. Holston.
Yeah?
Persona 3 Reload. Harold Halibut. Star Wars Outlaws. Skate Story. Menace.
I have to see more. Yes?
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yes?
Frostpunk 2.
Maybe.
Gloomwood.
Yeah?
Grand Theft Auto 6. Tekken 8.
Yeah, but not
Hollow
mine.
Knight, Silk Song.
Nice dream.
Path of Exile 2.
Yeah?
Homeworld 3.
Definitely.
Haunted Chocolatier.
Not this year.
Pacific Drive.
Yes?
Helldivers 2.
Yes?
Like a Dragon. Infinite
Yeah, we have to see.
Hades 2.
Technically not coming out next year because it will go into early access first, but sure.
We've ranked 24
Sure.
of the 5 most wanted games, each capturing a different
Bit weird that they are putting Hades 2 in there when it's only going into early access, but
Whether it's the three-dimensional space strategy of Homeworld 3 or the ever-expanding universe of build crafting in Path of Exile 2, the Most Wanted represents the games we can't help but hunger for. But for our panel of experts, one game more than any other had a clear hold on our hopes. This game received the highest voting total from our panel of critics, developers, and content creators.
What could it be?
It's the long-awaited return of a series that found wonder in jammed firearms and crackling Geiger counters, striking a balance between
Stalker
and dystopic beauty that's never quite been matched. But also, this game is a testament to developer fortitude. This is a project that's weathered wartime, including office relocations and most recently, a severe studio fire. Here,
yeah, the Stalker devs, man. That project is cursed, man.
Number 1. Stalker 2, Heart of Cornoble.
Hello,
Born Noble?
I'm Yevgen, the CEO of GC Game World and the game director.
Isn't it
of
Chernobyl?
Heart of Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's Chernobyl, not Chernobyl. What?
For the most anticipated PC game. Being here proves that several elements much larger than myself aligned for this moment to happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that is not right.
Our fans. Many years ago, when the journey we had planned concluded, you refused to leave the zone. You enriched it with stories, love, and life.
Sorry, Emilia, you got that very wrong, girl. And Nobel. Oh boy.
Your passion has guided us throughout this journey, and I can never express enough gratitude for that. I consider this award a symbol of your unbreakable trust. Secondly, it's about the journey itself. This path was extraordinary.
Yeah, man. The war in the Ukraine, then they moved away. They had a huge office fire where a lot got destroyed. Oh. Also, just a quick note here. As much as I'm looking forward to Stalker 2,
it was ambitious from the beginning, but evolved into an ultimate challenge.
The first one
extreme significance and a deeply personal connection for us.
Had some issues.
Stressful conditions imaginable,
and they never fully fixed it.
War, relocation,
like,
attacks, life threats, and
if somebody asked me,
additionally, it's about the
should you get the community patches for Stalker, my answer will always be yes. Yes, very much. Get the community patches, please.
This holds extra significance for me. I understand that discussing somber topics during a gaming show might not be ideal, but I'll take this opportunity to address the situation in my homeland. The war still goes on in Ukraine. Those currently fighting on the front lines, including GC employees, are real heroes. Not all of them were trained for this, they simply couldn't turn away. Stalker 2 was important for us even before the war, but now it stands as a national product, aiming to convey Ukraine's unbreakable spirit to the world. Today, we celebrate our victory here, while simultaneously striving for our homeland's ultimate triumph in the future. I am overwhelmed with the joy to recognize that Stalker 2 entered the process of development. Fellow Stalkers will soon reunite in the zone once again.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with joy.
Now I want to show you the story trailer
Thank
we have
you.
prepared for this occasion. Please enjoy.
Oh, here we go. I know he is reading, but still. Damn, it looks good.
You asked me about my good luck charm. Remember? It's an empty shell.
Decided to play soldier with me? Dimitri and I were just discussing a certain puzzle we found in the zone. But we can't
Casually disassembling a weapon.
pieces to fit. Maybe you can figure it out.
Like the facial animations are really good.
It reminded me that we used to be puppets.
I took just one awkward step, and my whole world plunged into darkness. I'm sorry, Strider.
That was the day the psi fields were turned off. Suddenly, the voice of Monolith was gone.
Oh.
I felt as if I was awakening from a years-long coma. And through the scope, we saw the body of an unknown soldier fall.
We had a simple choice. Sit back and just wait for another super emission, or take a chance and get control of the...
Damn, the facial animations are really good.
Only I didn't choose that path. Unlike you.
Huh. Oh, Q1.
Thank you for joining us in counting down the PC gaming show Most Wanted. And thanks as well to our sponsors at Intel for helping us put on this broadcast. And remember, all the games featured in today's show can be found on the PC Gaming Show Steam page at pcgamer.com/wishlist. The Most Wanted list will
Was it
continue
right?
in 2024. The overflowing bounty of PC gaming does not quit, and neither
Because they changed it. Chernobyl, they changed it from the Russian pronunciation to the Ukrainian pronunciation.
They've locked me in, and I think they're about to turn the lights out.
Because they wanted to, well, they're trying to get rid of like all the Russian stuff. And Chernobyl is basically the Russian pronunciation of it, and they're switching it to the Ukrainian one. So it's not, they didn't do a mistake, they actually did it on purpose. Yep. Yep. But that was good. I mean, it was alright. The good thing is they didn't do any bullshit or anything. They were just going chop, 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 chop. Now, you can argue about that list as much as you want. I would go so far to say that they actually like basically just put the games of next year we know about into the list, even though there were a few games where I'm not really sure if they are coming out. Like, they hope, but also like GTA 6 was definitely the weirdest one. GTA 6 was definitely the weirdest one, which is like, why would you put that in there? Silk Song, Hades was also a little bit weird because, as I said before, Hades is going into early access. It's not coming out. So, and if Hades 1 is an indicator at all, it will stay into early access at least for a year, right? So, yeah. Also, this gentleman has a fantastic name, Paul van den Boom. That is an amazing name. So basically his name is Paul from the Boom. Oh, that's pretty good. It's a pretty great name. But no, like, I was alright. I had like the right amount of announcements. There were some good ones here. And yeah, was alright. Was alright. But let me do this first, and then we talk about what we have planned next. For everyone who is watching this on YouTube afterwards, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. Don't forget to leave a like, and also if you want to see more reactions and snarky comments of me sometimes, I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe to the Mole React channel. It would help me out quite a bit if you enjoy it, of course, and want to see more content. With that said, I see you for the Game Awards in a few days. Until then, have a good one. Stay safe.